Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and they continue with SOMA blind. Now, I'm here... Well, I'm trying. I'm here near the infirmary because it seems there might be someone alive left in here, so let's go and check that. Although, I have to question the logic of having the infirmary seemingly only accessible by a ladder. Like, come on. Disregarding the fact, like, how would you even transport a severely wounded person in here? You would have to basically stand them up and then lift them like that, vertically. Which does not seem, and then you would have to switch them again horizontally to carry them through the door, which seems like a really bad idea, especially with people with like spinal injuries or something. So I kind of call bullshit on the design of this place.
You're different. Can I help you with anything?
Is she just alive? Is she a regular human? Kinda looks like it. She has an IV.
Don't mind me.
Are you human?
Sarah Lindwall. Payload technician at your service. A rare sight, am I right?
I'd say so. You're the first normal living human I've seen.
There's not many left down here. Most of them are up on the plateau.
You mean at Omicron?
Yeah.
There's no one alive at Omicron.
You've been there?
I've been all over. The power plant at Upsilon, the ruins of Lambda, the abandoned Delta, Theta.
You've been to Theta?
There's not a lot left of pathos-II.
And, I'm the only living person you've met? You mean I'm the last living human on the planet?
I'm sorry.
Who are you again?
Simon Jarrett.
Stationed out?
Nowhere. I used to work in a bookshop in Toronto. Long story.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
I'm trying to find the Ark.
Why would you? How do you know about that?
I've heard it's the last hope for mankind.
Damn right it is. Now what do you want with it?
Take it to the Gunnet Phi. Launch it into space.
That was the plan, all right. I've been guarding it ever since we brought it back to Tau. Just couldn't bring myself to let go. Tell you the truth, I don't have the strength to argue. And I certainly don't have the time to wait for the next sentient thing shuffling through here. Go ahead. Take it.
Thank you. Can I get you anything? Do anything for you?
You could kill me.
Good one.
Well,
If I knew you'd come, I would have cleaned this place up a little bit.
I doubt she's
I
joking.
still can't believe I'm the last one. It's crazy.
You serious about me killing you?
No, I'd love to hang around here until I dry up to the size of a raisin. Simon, this fucking sucks. I don't want to live like this.
Shouldn't we be doing something to keep you alive?
Why?
You're the last human. I just find it disrespectful to our entire history not to fight this. Sure, we have the Ark, but you're the real deal.
Thanks. That's probably the best compliment I've ever got. But the truth is that the Ark is all we have. We'll have to accept second best, you know?
None of this feels right.
Simon, I want to die.
Sarah.
Just think about it. Good luck, Simon. Be careful. Don't let me down. Go ahead. Go save humanity. What's left of it. Don't let me down.
Okay, obviously I am...
Glad you came by. Good to get this over with.
I am going to do it. Because I feel she entirely has the right to decide it. Presumably she can't do it alone because she's too weak to even operate this. Like she's like kept on a verge of dying, basically. Or maybe she wants to die but can't actually pull through actually killing herself. Anyway, she has stated her desire clear enough, and I definitely am in favor of of being able to decide your own fate. Your own fate. And I don't feel like she owes humanity anything. It would be cruel and pointless to keep her alive forcibly just because supposedly, probably, she's the last organic human on Earth. If she doesn't want to live, then like who am I to force her to? And in fact, I feel like it's pointless anyway, because if she really is the last human, there's probably nothing she can do. She would die anyway, soon enough, from natural causes or whatever, and it would be a very lonely and pointless existence. Like, humanity is done, Earth is done, it's over, So I feel like, for once, I don't actually have any doubts about what's the right thing to do here, because she has said what she wants, and I totally respect that, so let's do it. Yeah.
Would you stay with me, please?
Sure.
It won't be long now. Please, just stay.
Okay.
What a crazy thing this was. Life. At least I won't have to turn 30. Hooray! Wish I could have died at home with my friends. You ever been to Greenland? It's very beautiful. Well, at least when you get out of the city. Nanook is busy, and yes, there's like 12 million people trying to get around, but it's a great place. Or rather, it was a great place before the comet ended it all. You know what? I prefer it this way. I liked pathos. Liked my colleagues. Ian, Nick, Jasper, even Catherine. People thought she was weird because she was quiet, but she was cool. Simon, you still there?
I'm here, Sarah.
Don't let him die, okay? Send them out there. To the stars.
Well, I guess that's it for humanity.
Black box is inactive. Probably found a way to switch it off.
Well, that's literally it. Humanity is extinct now. Well, barring, like, it might not be entirely true, because to be honest, there's no way to know if she was actually the last human alive on Earth, but there is a decent enough chance. But as I said, this is at least one of those situations in which I did not have any doubts as to what should I do. I feel like I owed her to fulfill her wish on that, and to do otherwise I feel would be pointless and cruel. Although now that I'm thinking about the whole ARC project, it kind of seems pointless as well, because not because I have some deep thoughts about how a digital copy of a human consciousness is necessarily worse than an organic one, because I don't. I feel like, you know, having a humanoid approximation of a body is good enough. You could live a fulfilling existence as a robot with your human mind inside it. But I feel it's pointless because it's entirely digital and self-contained. So basically, it's a fantasy. Humanity, the digital consciousnesses inside the Ark will never be able to exert any actual influence on the universe. You know, they will just keep floating in space for like a couple hundred years until the solar power, solar panels fail from the lack of maintenance. And in the meantime, it's basically like playing a game. Like, I don't feel like there's much point to that, but on the other hand, it can't hurt, can it? You know, for the people to have like one last bit of fun, basically playing this game for some time until they grow bored, and that's it, basically, for humanity. But what I mean is, it's never going to amount to anything, because they cannot escape the confines of their world, which is entirely digital and self-contained. So, like, they're not going to do anything worthwhile in reality. Oh well. Man, this game is overall very dark. Like, literally, humanity is extinct, probably, at this point. And now I'm just, you know, toying with the remains. Like, I'm doing like a side project related to the digital remains of humanity. Oh well. Presumably I could go to sleep, although I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what would that accomplish. More photos of nature. There's a computer here. Intercom. Well, obviously there's no one else. Door locks. Oh, I guess he inputted for me. Well, that's nice of him, I guess. Photos of the crew. That's Catherine, isn't it? Recent documents. Restore? Yeah. Emergency food. I can't read. I'm currently reading it. By Nadine Masters. A thorough look at what common chemicals and compounds found at pathos-II could keep you alive in emergency situations. Last access by Sarah Lindwell. Nutrition. A manual on how to keep conscious. No, on how to keep unconscious or comatose colleagues fed through intravenous drip. Last access by Sarah Lindwell. Post-constructional alterations. Methods on how to make room for additional payload after the casing has been constructed and left Delta. Last access by Catherine Chun. Okay. Well, I guess let's take the Ark then. And that's what Ark status paused. Day 312. Okay. That's very unwieldy. Okay, I guess it was just an opportunity for me to sit across her as she died or something, because he's simply just sitting down.
No way I can climb a ladder while carrying the ark like this.
So I guess I have to affix it to myself somehow? But I cannot return it to here.
Can't climb and carry the ark.
So how do I let go of it? There has to be some way, because otherwise I would be stuck here forever. Okay, I don't... Fright lift. Okay. So I can take it down. But that's not big enough to put a person into, so my original point about how stupid it is to have a ladder leading up to the infirmary still stands, because you couldn't fit a stretcher inside this. Okay, let's check Ross's room, because he has actually provided me with the code. The evil genius, by Descartes. This is about how, because Descartes' idea of like reducing sensory bias was to, like, he started asking fundamental questions about what can we be sure of when it comes to our sensory perception, and he kept reducing it, because each time he was like, can I be sure that what I see is real? Well, no, because there are multiple instances of, for example, like water refraction or optical illusions and stuff that prove that what you see is not what actually exists. And he did it so on and so on and so on until he reduced the sort of the epistemological axiom to the fact that the only thing he can be certain of is that he's currently thinking about stuff. So that's where the famous saying of cogito ergo sum comes from. I think, therefore I am, because he, in his mind, the fact that he was even analyzing all of this proved that his consciousness, at the very least, existed, and therefore, he existed because he was embodied, like his consciousness was him, basically, and even if he couldn't be certain of anything, he could be certain of the fact that he wasn't certain of anything, if you know what I mean. But the evil genius, unfortunately, I can't read the back of it, which is really annoying to me. But basically, basically his point was the evil genius was like a thought experiment, because he was also thinking about the laws of physics and all that, and he was like, can I be sure that the laws of physics are, you know, immutable and correct or something? And he was like, no, because there's a possibility of like an evil genius, like an evil spirit, like basically I guess it was something analogous to Satan, basically, that kept messing up with the laws of the world. But I guess I don't remember the specifics at this point, but I remember that I was always kind of annoyed by this part, because for what I remember, Descartes used it as like a jumping point to supposedly prove the existence of God, which of course he didn't, because you can't, but he was religious, so for him it was important to quote unquote prove the existence of God, as something that is needed for the world to operate correctly. And basically his reasoning was that God is that force that guarantees the laws of nature working in the correct way, because he's the safeguard against this supposed evil genius. He basically keeps Satan from messing up the natural laws, like the laws of physics. Basically, for Descartes, if I remember it correctly, the laws of physics worked because God guaranteed it, like basically. But that was a bit of a long digression. Okay, a bunch of calculations which I understand nothing of. Great, that's always cool to find those. A schematic for something, but I have no idea what that is. More calculations. Even more calculations. The WoW core. I guess he was studying it to see how to destroy it. Carthage Industries. This is one of the WoW nodes, right? It's a sketch. Some tentacles and stuff. Is this the core? Okay, let's check Ion. Volume 9 of the collected works of Jung deals with the symbolic representation of the psychic totality through the concept of the self. Actually, it should be Jung, shouldn't it? Because he wasn't English. He was Austrian, I think, or German. So obviously Jung was a very famous psychologist. I believe he came up with the concept of like archetypes and shadow archetypes. Like it was something along the lines of that yourself has like a dark reflection, like a part of yourself that's repressed. I don't really know that much about Jung's theories. I did learn a little bit about it at school, because incidentally my Polish teacher was also a psychologist, and she used to sneak a lot of curious tidbits into our Polish lessons, but unfortunately I don't really remember that much about it at this point. I took a look at that. Okay, journal. I was hoping to see Omicron today. The evacuation ordered by the people at Theta was a gift, an excuse to leave Alpha and abandon the WoW. As the storm cleared, we were swarmed by monsters that the WoW has facilitated. We were ambushed and forced back towards Tau. Geslarkovsky, Kotzi, and I survived. Eau Claire is in the infirmary, but it doesn't look good. Kotzi made a run for it, to check observation for anything resembling food. Going outside is beyond dangerous. It's like going to buy cigarettes in a hurricane. She came back and she had some crumbs with her. We all knew it was empty. I think she just wanted a chance to die without carrying the responsibility of taking it herself. People from the plateau showed up. It was a group of engineers from Theta, telling us that they wanted to use the Omega space gun to launch something called the Ark. It's an artificial world that carries brain scans made from people working at pathos-II. The idea is silly but endearing. We all agreed to do a scan so we could take part in this afterlife. Some of the engineers returned from Phi. Apparently they postponed the Ark launch. They were all in very foul mood and difficult to get any straight answers from, except from one very important thing. They all wished to remain at Tau to figure this Ark business out, but they had scheduled for the climber to pick them up tomorrow. Someone would need to catch that climber to alert Omicron to what was happening. Luckily Glasser and I were able to take on this mission. I will finally get to warn Dahl and Sarang about the critical situation at Site Alpha. And recordings.
The pattern has stopped evolving. The WoW has managed to find balance. I convinced SSE Volchek to turn off all external control systems, making the WoW our de facto caretaker. So far, it's exceeding expectations.
Well, good job screwing it for everybody. Like, it's literally that guy's fault that everyone is horribly suffering. Like, I guess humanity would have still died out even without him, because obviously, as I said, there could be at most a couple hundred people at pathos-II, but at least they could have led some kind of a life for some time instead of being freaking fused to the walls.
Since the comet crashed a few days ago, January 12th, the WoW has dropped to a low energy state. It hasn't abandoned its duties. It's keeping climate and life support going, but it's been simplifying the pattern, redefining its protocol. The WoW has started to grow physically. It's not just the core chamber. All around pathos-II, structure gel is bursting through the pipes and bleeding through walls. I don't know what WoW could possibly stand to gain from this, but I assume it is intentional. The heart of WoW has claimed such a large part of the core chamber that there can no longer be any question to its heightened awareness. Not only does its expansion suggest an unexpected understanding of space, but also its own physical manifestation within the world. The WoW is reaching out to every machine, every life form, to manipulate, to control. It's trying to help save its creators from all this, just like the protocol demands. But really, what is good enough? Where is the line drawn for what is human and what is not? Would walking corpses do? Would a group of machines thinking they're human be acceptable? We can't trust a machine to know, to understand what it means to be. We have to terminate the WoW project. It can be done. I just need to get some help from Omicron.
Yeah, I happen to agree with him. I don't think, obviously the WoW, it's not antagonistic. Like, let me rephrase that. How do I put it? It's not that it hates humanity, or it's not like it's malevolent, because it's not. In fact, it's quite the opposite. But its lack of understanding of humanity and of the quality of life especially is alarming and horrible, so I don't think it's wise to just let it run amok and do whatever, hoping it will eventually figure out something good, because to be honest, so far it has mostly made a colossal mess out of everything and tortured a bunch of people by fusing them to the walls or tearing their lungs out or something. Like, I don't think it's a good idea to keep it running, especially because, even disregarding that, I feel like it has too much power, and even if we somehow taught it to stop freaking resurrecting people as half-dead cybernetic zombies, it still would be a bad idea to keep it around, because, you know, if it screwed us over once, you know, what promises, what assurances do we have that it's not going to do it again in the future? It could, technically speaking. It has enough power to do it, so I think it should be stopped. And besides, I feel like at this point, you know, it's done. Like, humanity is done, everything is done, it doesn't matter. At this point, the WoW is like playing with corpses of humanity. It has made a playground out of the carcass of humanity, and I just find it disgusting and also kind of sad. And I think it should just be stopped, and humanity should be, you know, put to rest, as it were, because, like, we're done and it's over. And to be honest, I don't care about it that much. Like, in fact, I hold the very same view in real life. Like, it's actually interesting to me when I really think about it, because it's a little bit disturbing, at least I think so, but I happen to, like, whenever I really gave it much, you know, deeper thought, I find out that I don't really care about, like, the survival of humanity as a species. I care about particular people. I wouldn't want any people to suffer, like, needlessly. And it's not like I want people to die, or that I want to die myself. But in the long run, I basically have nothing against humanity going extinct eventually. Like, it's going to happen whether we want it or not. Like, in the really, really, really long run, the entire universe is going to die. And even way before that, our solar system is going to be swallowed by our sun. So there is that as well. So, like, at one point or the other, we are going to be done. And I am strangely okay with that. Like, as I said, I don't wish any harm against particular people. In fact, I would want everyone to live a fulfilling life and be happy with themselves. But as is, you know, the situation in game, I think we're done. I think it's over, and I don't think letting WoW play with our corpses is a good thing to do, because those people that it reanimates, that it tries to keep alive, they still suffer. They still, like, some of the things it has done, it's pretty horrible. At least, you know, it doesn't look like something that people would want. So I think we should just, like, pull a switch and just end it. You know, there is the arc, I guess, but I've talked about how the arc is pointless as well, and I kind of feel that. It doesn't matter in the long run. Waiting for cargo. Arc 01 payload. User Catherine Sean. Okay, attach. Oh, no. That's... I need to place it here first, and then I guess I have to attach it now. And then config, I get. What am I even doing? Sequence halted, unable to equalize pressure. Okay, I basically need to flood it, because I guess the depressurization of the airlock is not working correctly, so I have to like flood it for the pressure to be equal on both sides before it can open, right? Still unable to equalize pressure. Interesting. I guess there are more pipes to be messed with, but I don't quite see them. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to the end of the trail. Hopefully it will come across without problems, because it's rather slow and I don't feel like waiting for it. Although, oh, it's actually speeding up. That's nice of it, I guess. I appreciate that. Is it? Wait, did it go past me? I'm pretty sure I would have noticed, but maybe it did. Okay, but I lost it, so I cannot go without it, can I? I'm not even quite sure what I'm doing here. Like, I really shouldn't be leaving it unattended. Unless it was delivered inside somehow. I guess I will see soon enough. Hopefully the game wouldn't just let me leave without it. That would be kind of cruel. If it didn't remind me that I need to take it and I went on my own without it, and then I would have to backtrack all the way to take it again. CS black. Okay. Not sure what that means, but Safety protocol level 7.
So close.
Just tell me what you want.
I need you to stop the WoW.
What? How?
The enslaved protein sloshing around your suit is the noose from which the WoW will hang itself.
What are you talking about?
As soon as I came to Omicron, I tried to tell them to make the toxin that would make the WoW wither. They didn't understand. They put it inside a cabinet. It was so infuriating. They needed to take it to Alpha, the fountainhead of the misery we created. And then the girl, she figured it out. She was going to take care of it, but the WoW shrieked. They all died. You took the gel from the cabinet and made yourself into a venomous snake.
You're saying this toxin inside of me can kill the WoW? Altogether?
You are the snake, Simon. Now strike at the heart.
Okay, wow. Core isolation laboratory. I think I will. Private property access restricted to Carthage employees. I think I will for the reasons I specified. I think the WoW should be destroyed. And, you know, just end this chapter.
What the hell is that?
The heart. It controls all the structure gel on pathos-II. All you need to do is poison the imprint, and the heart will unwillingly spread it across pathos-II, killing it. Feed it, Simon. Push your arm into the heart.
Yeah, I think I will, because to be honest, like,
Come on.
I feel like for the reasons I talked about, leaving the WoW is wrong, not morally wrong, but just plain wrong, like from a logical standpoint. Let me rephrase that.
Take it easy.
Rephrase that a bit. I think it's unwise to leave it alive, even if it could accomplish. Oh,
Back off, okay?
shut up! I'm doing it just to make him shut up.
Please. I did what you wanted.
Get good, Simon. But you can't leave. The only way to make sure the WoW stays dead is to destroy the only one who's immune to the new pattern. Don't worry, I'll make it quick.
Oh God!
Okay. So did the WoW unwittingly save me? Did it kill him on purpose, or was it like was it flailing around because it's dying? I don't quite know, but regardless, let me get out to a little bit of a calmer place. Probably should be running away from that. But where is the Ark? I didn't take it with me, so like I don't know. Did it arrive? Oh, this is the space gun, right? Did it arrive at the space gun by itself using the rail, or because I don't have it? Okay, I'm like super dead. I'm super duper dead. And I lost my direction, but I guess this is the space gun, so I'm supposed to go this way. Oh, that was close. Wasn't it supposed to be scared of the light? I don't think it's particularly scared, to be honest. Like, I'm staying on the well-lit path. And yet, it does not seem to care that much. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm super dead. Unless... maybe I'm not. Okay, and let's close the airlock. Now, a final point about the WoW. I feel like destroying it was is the right call, because even if you would assume that it would eventually succeed in creating an approximation of a human existence that's, you know, not horrible, and that is not a source of constant pain and fear for the people living through it. Even if you would assume that, I feel like the WoW is just too powerful, and it would amount... even if it somehow...
This has to be 5, right? Hope the Ark made it here in one piece.
Even if it somehow restored humanity, or an approximation of humanity, it would amount to humanity having like a god above them, because it would still control them. It's so powerful. If it brought them back to life somehow, then it could end it just as quickly at any moment. And I feel like it's horrible to know that, even if it restored you, even if it restored humanity, it would be horrible to know that you have this alien overlord over your head at all time, and if it deems that, you know, you're a failed experiment or something, or it has a better version of you, it's just going to kill you and replace you with something else. Like, I feel it's not worth it. And even if it's like the last hope of humanity, I think it's a folly. I think it's a stupid hope, and I would rather we just go extinct, which I guess we are going to. And on that optimistic note, I think I'm going to end it for now, because this episode has been long enough. So I'm going to pause it here. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.